Maida Coleman is here.
All right, are we ready to proceed then? Why don't we go on the record? First, I'd ask everyone to mute themselves unless speaking. That'll cut down on the noise level and prevent audio feedback. Today is December 15th, 2020. Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing in WM-2020-0403, which is captioned as in the matter of the application of Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company, Inc., to acquire certain water and sewer assets of Terra du Lac or Dulac Utilities Corporation. The commission has scheduled this local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment on the application. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the purchase and sale of utility assets in Missouri to ensure that such transactions are not detrimental to the public interest. The commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. The commission is made up of 5 commissioners. Commissioners are appointed by the governor to fixed terms and confirmed by the Senate. Commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. My name is Paul Graham. I am a regulatory law judge, and I'll preside over this hearing. With me today are Commissioners William Kenny and Maida Coleman. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses will be recorded by the court reporter and must be given under oath. All the commissioners will have the opportunity to read all the witnesses' remarks. Commissioners value your comments and input. Are there any opening remarks from the commissioners at this time? Hearing none, I'll begin by asking counsel now to enter their appearance for the record. Attorneys for Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company, would you enter your appearance, please, for the record?
Yes, Judge. This is Dean Cooper, the law firm of Bryden, Swearingen and England, PC. PO Box 456, Jefferson City, Missouri 65102, appearing for Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company, Inc.
Thank you. Would the attorney for Terra du Lac Utilities Corporation enter his appearance, please?
Thank you, Your Honor. Michael Pendergast of counsel with Fisher and Doherty, PC. My business address is 423 South Main Street, St. Charles, Missouri, 63301.
Thank you very much. Would the attorney for the Missouri Public Service Commission staff please enter appearance? Anybody here? All right. I thought I saw
Judge, I believe our Whitney Payne was here. I believe she's experiencing some technical difficulties, however.
Yeah, I believe I saw her name up on the participants a while ago. So we'll assume she will reappear when we get past, or she gets past her technical difficulties. But I did see her listed in the participants here. And I mean by that, just because this is all on the record, I've got my WebEx page up here and I can see who's here in the sense of on the WebEx. Does the Office of Public Counsel have an attorney here?
Yes, Judge. Good evening. Caleb Hall appearing on behalf of the Office of Public Counsel. Our office is located at 200 Madison Street, Suite 650, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102.
Thank you very much. All right, the process will be to call the names listed on the sign-up sheet in the order they appear. I have that sign-up sheet here in front of me. When I call your name, please go ahead and unmute. I will then place you under oath and ask you to state and spell your name, and then you can offer your comments to the commission. We've got a number of people here, at least on this list, and so given the number of people here today, please try to limit your remarks to 5 minutes so that everyone has a chance to testify. And, well, I guess there's no podium for you to remember to remain at, but stay on the line, because there will be, or there possibly will be, follow-up questions from the commissioners here or the parties. The commissioners will not be able to answer any of your questions today because they have to remain impartial until all the evidence is presented at the evidentiary hearing. The commission has not made any decisions in this case. The commission is interested in your comments and will use them to help make their decision. If you have questions after the hearing, you can use the same email address that you used to register for this hearing. And I'm showing that that is confluencecomments@psc.mo.gov. I'll say that again. Confluence comments, that's all one word. Confluence comments at psc.mo.gov. Okay, we will now proceed to take evidence. Now, the fact that I read your name off does not mean that you have to testify, but I do have this list that I received earlier today. I'm hoping it's reasonably complete, and I'm going to go down this list. And I'm going to start with Scott Watson. Is there a Scott Watson here that would like to testify?
Judge, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but this is Whitney Payne. I'm unclear why it says I'm having connection issues, but I am available and participating. I can see my video on, so if you need me to formally enter my appearance at the end, I can do that as well.
Well, welcome, Whitney. Yes, we were looking for you. We haven't gotten far here. I think we can go ahead and take your appearance right now. Just go ahead and enter your appearance.
All right, this is Whitney Payne on behalf of the staff of the Missouri Public Service Commission, P.O. Box 360, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65101.
All right, thank you very much. Just in the nick of time. I had asked, is there a Scott Watson here that would like to testify? Okay, I don't hear anything in that regard. I'm going to move to the next name I have on my list, which is, and if I mispronounce somebody's name, I'm hopeful they'll still recognize that I get close enough that that they'll know I'm calling for them. This is Leah Detmers, Dettmers. Is there a Leah Detmers here? All right, moving on. I have next on my list Gabriel Goldsmith. Is there a Gabriel Goldsmith that would like to testify? All right. Susie Drury. Okay. Carrie L. Gilmer. Carl F. Hubble. Scott D. Haggerty. Dan Harris.
This is Dan Harris. My questions were answered in the first part, so I do not wish to make a comment, Your Honor.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Harris, for your participation.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, is there a Barbara Hite here? H-I-T-E. All right. Jan Shands, S-H-A-N-D-S.
Good evening, Your Honor. I also participated in the question and answer session before and have no testimony for the commission at this time.
Well, thank you very much for your participation and your help, Ms. Shands.
Oh, you're most welcome.
The next person I have is a Rita Drockelman. Hope I'm close on that.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Would you like to testify?
Well, most of my questions were answered at the beginning. I'm not quite sure if we testify, the people who are listening to the testimony do not have access to the question and answer session that was earlier. Is that correct?
I do not know whether whether that is true or not, whether anybody's come up online now that was not at the Q&A session or not. Did you want to testify?
Okay, I will.
All right. Now, your full name is what?
Rita Drockelman.
All right. Rita, I need to swear you in.
Okay,
As we judges say, we swear people in. Would you raise your right hand, please?
yes,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you are about to give will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Would you now, for the court reporter, once again, please state your full name and spell your last name for the record?
Rita Drockelman, D as in David, Rochelman.
All right, thank you very much. You may proceed with your comments or whatever it is that you would like to tell the commission at this time.
Well, my husband and I have lived here for almost 17 years and have been aware of all the problems going on with the utility company and have felt that residents have felt that our hands were sort of tied. I feel very reassured after hearing from Confluence that they are estimating that it'll be $1.5 to $2.5 million to bring the system up to code, which is a very welcome thing to hear, and that they do have the resources and that they're looking at maybe 20 years to recoup their initial capital output. So that's very reassuring to me. I think many of my neighbors and myself were so concerned that the system has been neglected and in such disrepair, and that the cost of bringing it all up to code would just be passed right on to us. My other concern is that with the system in such poor condition and in such disrepair, that new construction is going on in Terrell-Lac by leaps and bounds. New homes are being added so quickly. And it just seems to me that perhaps there's something that could be done to just sort of slow the rate of new construction until the system can be brought up to code.
All right, does that conclude your remarks?
I think so.
I'm going to ask the attorneys now, are there any questions from Confluence River's attorney?
No, Your Honor.
Any from Terra du Lac's attorney?
No, Your Honor.
Any from the commission staff's attorney?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Any from the Office of Public Counsel's attorney?
No, thank you.
Do either of the commissioners have questions for this witness?
No, I appreciate the comments, and no, I have no questions.
Right.
No questions from Commissioner Coleman either. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Upton, for your participation and your help tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you for listening.
Surely. We'll go on to the next person I have on the list. I'll try this name. Robert Groszewski. I hope I was close enough that he knew that I was calling on him.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay, thank you. Was that Mr. Groszewski answering me?
Yes.
Do you wish to testify, sir?
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and swear you in. First of all, would you state your full name for the record and then spell your last name for the court reporter?
Robert Groszewski, Groszewski.
All right. Mr. Groszewski, would you raise your right hand so that I can swear you in? Mr. Groszewski, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can proceed and with your comments and express to us what you'd like to tell us.
Okay. After receiving the letter that the utility company would be bought, I have a traveling salesman for medical sales, and I bought some local newspapers where Confluence or Central States had purchased water systems, and also searched on the internet. And I did not find very many positive comments at all. There was place in Cape Girardeau Hillcrest residents, their bill went from $25 to $150 a month. They actually even proposed a state law to stop any more outrageous, utility bill hikes going up, 6, 7 times without very much notice. Then there was also a place near Rolla, or the Rolla area, that they actually sued Central States and put them under oath, and investors were getting 15% return. And this was the exact same time when federal treasury rates were going down and my savings rate was going to near 1 and 2%, and how the company was able to justify 15% returns, and how Public Service Commission approved 15% returns was very distressing. So my initial, from looking on the internet and buying local papers, is that this purchase should be rejected unless the Public Service Commission knows something that has changed in the last 4 years. I guess as a capitalist, you can't blame them for asking for as much money as possible, but if the Public Service Commission is truly looking for public interest, I don't see how a bill can go from $25 a month to $150 a month and be considered the public interest. The other two other comments were, the one comment was that in utility companies all across the country for water or electric, there's actually no incentive to conserve electricity or to conserve water. Utility gets a bill for a $40 bill and a $10 charge for your usage of water, and you decide to conserve water and save 10% of your water, your bill only goes down $1. It seems like there's no incentive for anyone to conserve or to save. And with global warming and climate change happening, I don't see how this actually benefits the public or the country at all by not offering any incentive to conserve energy or to conserve water. Other comment was that
Getting a lot of feedback. I'm sorry, this is the court reporter. And you are cutting out. Is anybody having that problem?
I am. I understand him, but he is cutting out on me.
Could you possibly mute while he's talking just for a second, Judge?
do you want me to start over? Or?
No, just.
Okay.
No.
The other comment was that Turtle Lake is a relatively strange place, that it was started in the 70s as a weekend place, and then generally over the years has changed from 50% weekend people to 50% people that live there full time. And I feel that the rates are still, are the people that are there seasonally or weekend are subsidizing full-time residents. I travel a lot, and so I don't use a lot of water, but I still get this large bill for almost using like 50 gallons of water. So the other part is that Turtle Lake has developers, since it's a private area, and the developers are basically selling lots to whoever will buy them. So if condos are hot, they build condos. When condos cool down, they build country manors. And so there are residences there who own condos who have like 50 feet of street space. And then there are selling country homes where these people own 4 acres of street space or street footage. And I think if you're talking about multi-million-dollar investments in the water system, something has to be done about the inequity of very small landowners subsidizing very large landowners. Thank you.
Okay, am I unmuted? Court reporter?
You're good.
You muted yourself again, Paul.
Now you're muted.
Okay. All right. Mr. Let's go and find out if anybody needs to ask you questions, Mr. Gruschuski. Anybody from Confluence Rivers Utility Operating Company have questions?
No question, Judge.
Any from Terra Du Lac?
No questions, Judge.
Any from the commission staff? Apparently, we've lost the commission staff.
No, I'm sorry. No questions. Thank you.
Any questions from the Office of Public Counsel?
None, thank you.
Any questions from the commissioners?
None from Commissioner Kenny. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Coleman. All right, not hearing. All right, well, thank you very much for your contribution and testimony, Mr. Kraszewski.
Thank you.
Is there a Cheryl Sprague here? Cheryl Sprague. Audrey Tilley. Ralph Cookson. Okay, now that's all the names that I have on my list that was sent to me. I'm looking at the list in front of me of people who are actually logged on. Let me ask this, are there any other persons here who wish to testify this evening? All right, thank you very much. All right, I'm going to ask whether either of the commissioners that are here have any closing remarks that they'd like to make for the folks.
Thank you, Judge. This is Commissioner Kenny. I would like to make one comment. It appears obvious that the staff of the commission and the company were able to answer most questions, and I appreciate I'm not sure of the gentleman who, Truskowski, I'm not sure of your name, sir, but we've noticed that most of the times when we have an acquisition like this is because we have a distressed system that needs a lot of repair, and that's where rates do go up, but we try to make it as easy as we can going forward. But I appreciate all those who were in attendance and all those who testified. Thank you very much.
Judge, I concur with the comments by Commissioner Kenny. And I would like to thank those who did participate, who did call in, who did ask questions in the Q&A. So thank you all very much.
Judge, you're muted again.
Can you folks hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for a response. I'd like to thank all the participants here today for their testimony. If you have additional comments, someone who could not be present would like to comment, you may make written comments by contacting the same email address used to register for this hearing. Again, it was confluencecomments@psc.mo.gov, the Office of Public Counsel, or by going to the Public Service Commission webpage. This hearing is now adjourned and we are off of the record.